There's something happening in your life right now that you can feel, but you can't quite put your finger on it yet. You've tried meditating, visualizing, repeating affirmations. Hell, maybe you've even been following moon cycles and doing vision boards like your life depended on it. Ha ha ha. You've read the books, watched the videos, kept that quote-unquote high vibe going, and yet, the change you're after? It's playing hard to get. Or it shows up for a hot minute, then vanishes like morning mist. So what do? You try harder. You push, you hustle, you tweak your routine, your strategy, your timing. You're basically trying to strong-arm the universe into submission, thinking more effort must be the magic bullet. But what if I told you that's exactly backwards? What if the very act of trying so damn hard is precisely what's repelling what you want? Now, if you're just finding this channel, welcome to the rabbit hole, my friend. I've been deep in this quantum consciousness game for years, and let me tell you, it's changed everything about how I see reality. Check out the previous episodes if you want the full backstory, but today is not about my journey. Today is about you. Because here's what almost nobody tells you about manifestation. There's something happening in your life right now that you can feel, but you can't quite put your finger on it yet. You've tried meditating, visualizing, repeating affirmations. Hell, maybe you've even been following moon cycles and doing vision boards like your life depended on it. Ha ha ha. You've read the books, watched the videos, kept that quote-unquote high vibe going, and yet, the change you're after? It's playing hard to get. Or it shows up for a hot minute, then vanishes like morning mist. So what do? You try harder. You push, you hustle, you tweak your routine, your strategy, your timing. You're basically trying to strong-arm the universe into submission, thinking more effort must be the magic bullet. But what if I told you that's exactly backwards? What if the very act of trying so damn hard is precisely what's repelling what you want? Now, if you're just finding this channel, welcome to the rabbit hole, my friend. I've been deep in this quantum consciousness game for years, and let me tell you, it's changed everything about how I see reality. Check out the previous episodes if you want the full backstory, but today is not about my journey. Today is about you. Because here's what almost nobody tells you about manifestation. In the quantum realm, effort isn't power. Energy is. And the quantum field? It's not impressed by your to-do list. Ha ha. It's reading your signal. And that signal doesn't come from what you do. It comes from who you are while you're doing it. Your state of being, your vibration, your coherence. That's what the field mirrors back into form. This is why doing less from the right frequency creates infinitely more than overdoing ever could. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Elena, I've got bills to pay and dreams to chase. Trust me, I get it. But here's the thing. What we think of as hustle culture is actually 3D thinking trying to solve 5D problems. It's like trying to text someone using a rotary phone. Heh. The technology doesn't match. See, aligned energy is efficient. It's clear, it's magnetic. It doesn't need to overthink, overdo, overplan, or overanalyze. Those are actually red flags that your inner world hasn't caught up to your outer desires. And the field? It always reflects the inner world first. You know what's wild? What quantum physicists are proving now is exactly what the spiritual masters have been saying forever. Buddha talked about non-attachment. Jesus spoke of quote, be still and know unquote. And they weren't being mystical for the sake of it. They understood something about the mechanics of reality that we're only now catching up to scientifically. Here's where it gets really juicy. In quantum mechanics, The present moment isn't a stepping stone to the future. It's the only access point to all possibilities. Past and future? They're not fixed locations. They're probabilities. Think about how most people try to create change. They're pushing, rushing, anticipating, obsessing. They're mentally 3 steps ahead or emotionally 6 months behind. Very few are actually here. Right here. And yet this is where reality is born. This is where choice lives. This is where you collapse the next frame of your life. The quantum field is like a cosmic search engine, constantly scanning your internal state for a signal to match. When you act from scattered urgency, it sees incoherence. When you act from grounded clarity, even with fewer steps, the field registers a clear request. That's what generates results. Not more action, more coherence. And coherence isn't about being perfect. God knows I'm not. Heh. It's about being present, about being internally aligned with your intention, your energy, your decision. When heart and mind are in sync, the body relaxes, the nervous system regulates, the signal clears up. You become what I like to call a quote clean channel unquote. That's when synchronicities speed up. That's when timelines bend. You ever notice how your best ideas usually come when you're not looking for them? In the shower, on a walk, in those quiet moments? That's not coincidence. That's coherence. Your brain quiets down, resistance softens, signal clarifies. You step out of linear time and into resonance with possibility. Let me paint you a picture. There's this woman. Let's call her Sarah. She's doing all the spiritual work. Journaling every morning, breath work, binaural beats, the whole 9 yards. She's visualizing her dream life daily like it's her full-time job. But she's still stuck in the same financial loop, month after month. Sound familiar? One day, completely frustrated, she throws in the towel. Says quote screw it unquote to all the practices. Instead, she just sits in silence, breathes, cries a little, finally stops resisting what is. For the first time in weeks, she feels peace. Not because her life changed, but because she stopped fighting what was happening. Her frequency shifted in that moment. Next day, job offer lands in her inbox. Out of nowhere. Coincidence? Nah. Coherence. She did less and received more because her energy finally matched the reality she'd been chasing. This isn't magic, people. It's mechanics. In quantum physics, the observer effect shows us that matter doesn't exist in a fixed state until it's observed. Your attention literally collapses probability waves into particles, which means the energy you hold while you're focusing, intending, desiring. That's what determines which version of reality gets selected. And if your energy is chaotic, desperate, or doubtful, well, the field receives that as your real request, regardless of what pretty words you're saying or what rituals you're following. Here's the secret sauce nobody talks about. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to what you're being. And being isn't about faking it till you make it or forcing yourself into some high-vibe pretzel. Ha ha ha. Lord knows I've tried that approach. Exhausting as hell. No, it's about stabilizing your signal in truth, in calm, in coherence. That's what creates magnetic resonance. Reality follows resonance like iron filings follow a magnet. This is why some people seem to manifest effortlessly, while others feel stuck despite trying everything. It's not about how much they're doing. It's about how clean their signal is. And that signal is often clearest when you stop doing and start allowing. So the real question isn't, quote, what should I be doing? Unquote, it's, quote, what am I doing that's clouding my frequency? Unquote. What thoughts? What behaviors? What beliefs are keeping you in friction with your desired timeline? Making less isn't about becoming a couch potato. It's about stepping out of frantic action and into intentional presence. It's releasing the need to control every little detail and choosing to trust the invisible process of energetic alignment. And that choice, that trust, it's not passive. It's the most powerful thing you can do in a world addicted to force. It's radical as hell, actually. You know what's fascinating? The Institute of HeartMath has done studies showing that when your heart rhythm becomes ordered and harmonious, your brain syncs up with it. You get clearer thinking, emotional stability, better intuitive access. You're not just thinking better. You become a clearer receiver for guidance, inspiration, and aligned opportunities. Look, I get it. In your daily life, you're already being bombarded with, quote, do this, do that, be this way, be that way, unquote. Ugh, exhausting, right? Manifestation isn't about adding more to that pile. It's about being. But how to be? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Here's what I've learned. Start where you are. Stop trying to be somewhere else. The universe isn't keeping score of how spiritual you are or how many vision boards you've made. It's responding to your authentic frequency, right here, right now. So take the pressure off. Seriously. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be, quote, high vibe, unquote, 24/7. You just have to be real. The quantum field is vast, infinite, and incredibly generous. It wants to play with you, not judge you. So stop making this so hard on yourself. Next week, we're diving into something that'll blow your mind. How your thoughts literally restructure reality at the molecular level. And no, I'm not being dramatic. The science is wild. Until then, remember, you're not broken, you don't need fixing, and you're already enough. The universe is conspiring for you, not against you. Now go be magnificent, or don't. Either way is perfect. See you in the quantum field, beautiful humans. Alright, so how do you actually do this? First off, and I know everyone's telling you to, quote, just breathe, unquote, these days. But seriously, take a breath. Not because I'm giving you another thing to add to your spiritual to-do list, but because your breath is literally your reset button. It's your way back to now. Second, start paying attention to your body. Feel into whether you're acting from alignment or anxiety. If your action is coming from fear of what'll happen if you don't act, pause. Center yourself. Wait for the shift. When it comes, you'll know. The next step will feel like truth, not pressure. Third, give yourself permission to be human. Haha, I mean it. Stop trying to be so damn enlightened all the time. The universe doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be authentic. Messy, real, gloriously human you. And here's a little secret. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is absolutely nothing. Just be. Exist. Let yourself off the hook for 5 minutes. The world will keep spinning, I promise. Think less, feel more. Trust your gut. That's your inner GPS talking. And for the love of all that's holy, stop checking your manifestation progress every 5 minutes like it's your Amazon delivery. Ha ha ha.